I'm just waiting for the recording to begin. Okay, I think we're good to go, Chief.
All right. Well, welcome to the 26th Ask the Chief Forum, the West Coast edition. This is one of the group healing training sessions, and Ms. A is going to give the intro to the subject.
Do you want to do the?
Yes, that's true. I have to do the exercise.
No problem. It's just them.
Anyway, don't mind me. All right. So starting out, everyone knows how it goes, except our subject today. So we're going to start with the exercises. Bring the energy up to the surface so that we can move it out of our sphere. Here we go. Starting, we're going to do 3 of these. 1, 2, and 3. Actually, 2 more for good measure. 4, and 5. So now we're going to go for the bump. Hands approximately shoulder to the part. Yes, Ms. A?
Just in case someone's coming on a little bit late, should we do more containment, or like they should be?
Someone's just coming on.
So Ricky said he didn't get a call, but I'll tell him to join.
Okay. Anyway, it's building up. We're just going to go ahead and move on with the ball.
Okay, yes, Chief.
And, all right, so I'm already feeling the energy between the hands. Anyone not feeling it? Let me know. Okay. Going to increase that energy. Anyone not feeling that increase? Let me know. Okay, good. So we're going to take this and create our containment. We're going to do 3 containments. Starting now. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, he's on.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, he's on. Welcome, Ricky.
Okay.
Bit of chatter going on there.
Yeah, that's his house, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Make sure that
Ricky, can you hear us?
Yeah, I hear you.
okay.
I think he's finding a place that is suitable.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. You find a place that's suitable. Yeah, you're going to recline, or you can lie down and keep an eye on your phone. It's up to you whether you want it on video or not.
He's
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. You said what?
You can find somewhere to lie down.
Okay.
And have your phone where you can see it, the image, or just hear it. You don't have to be on camera.
Whatever you want to do.
Yeah, whatever you want to do.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm using Ricky's name because he's going to be part of something I'm starting. I guess this week coming up.
Mm-hmm.
training paranormal investigators. So far, it's Ricky and another one of the client students who will be doing these segments having to do with the things that they experience and things that they see that week, or even just a discussion of certain imagery, certain videos and things having to do with the paranormal. The reason Rick has been chosen, as well as the other individual, is because their intense ability to see things on the other side. A lot of times, individuals who can see to that extent tend to get ridiculed. It either scares people around them and so on and so forth. And there's a lot of understanding around individuals who can see what's going on, not only in this realm but on the other side. And I found that Rick is one of these very, very intense seers. And not only is this just basically just to showcase individuals who have that ability to deal with this misunderstanding or this fear that people have. They call them crazy. As far as like even calling people who literally just have an ability to see things that others have been locked out of. They call them demons and so on, which has been extremely unfair. But anyway, the channels, we already set up the channels on YouTube, and we're just getting ready to prepare to put content on. So anyway, with that intro, I'm just going to see if Ricky's set up yet.
Yes, I do believe so.
Okay.
And he turned his audio off. I'll just ask him.
The video off.
The video's on, but the audio's off. Should I ask them?
We need the audio on.
Okay, no problem.
You don't necessarily need the video. But it doesn't matter at this point because you're going to see Ricky in the future.
Yes, that's
on,
true.
On video. And you can do the intro as to what's going on. Okay. What we're going to, in other words, deal with today with what's going on with Ricky.
Okay, so today we have a gentleman who is struggling with issues around cutting out noise, influences, and toxic connections to the past that interfere with his Neo Shamanic journey. So this is just the long and the short of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think one of the videos, first videos that's going to be putting up having to do with paranormal investigation. And also the segment will be called the Ricky Report.
Yes.
So it'll give, in other words, we're going to be discussing what he's been experiencing and even things that he's experienced in the past. We also have some pretty interesting video footage that Ricky has supplied us to show you some of the things to describe some of what's been going on around him. Okay. All right. So, Ms. A, you're going to
get started.
Get started. And as things go along, as you know how it works, I will describe what's happening. I think this segment, this particular forum, we will do a couple of the, sustained containments, and then I will ask you guys, my psychic warriors out there, what you see while we're working, because this is, also the training for you guys, of course. This is for the audience out there, in tuning up your abilities, tuning up your energy, strengthening your energy, strengthening your vision, your ability to see and sense things. Okay. All right.
Excuse me?
Yes.
Excuse me? Ricky audio is off though.
His audio still off?
Yeah.
Yes, but I don't think he's familiar with Skype group yet, but we can get him accustomed to it.
Do you want to try to get Ricky on? Because it would be better to tell you, just because I
can you hear me? I'm sorry.
Yes.
I can hear you now. Thanks.
Okay, good. Just keep your audio on if you want your visuals off. No problem.
Yeah. No, I could turn it. I thought you said you want them off, but I can turn them both on. It don't matter.
You can have your video off and your audio on. That's fine.
Or if you want to, again, with the segments, people are going to see you anyway. So, if, you can have the audio and the video on. It's not going to make any difference in this particular situation.
Just the audio.
We
Okay.
can have both of them on if you want.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Because
But definitely need the audio on, because I may ask
Okay.
you something. You're going to tell me what you see also while I'm working on you.
Yes,
What
yes,
you're
sir.
experiencing, what you're feeling. And you can, when I break for a moment, when I'm working or if I'm not speaking, just go ahead and just tell me what you're seeing, if you see something happening or you feel something going on while I'm working on you. Okay?
Okay.
All right, sounds good. All right. Going to put protection around the Zay, as usual. Something's already bumping. Yeah, it's interesting. But I did hear some kind of notification signal just before the timer went off. Okay, here we go. Starting. Screen.
others in the house.
Yeah, there are others in the house.
No me acordaba de ti, que chihuahua. ¿Quién trae?
Are they aware that you're having a session, Ricky?
¿Quieres terminar esto? ¿Eh?
Oh, whatever's already reacting to it.
Whew. Man.
Are you starting to feel it, or are they exasperated?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay. Situated. Okay, guys, audience, we're going to start with the containment around Ricky. Oh, I'm sorry. Because of the getting set up, and things aren't really quite together yet. I didn't do the expanding and pushing out the containment. So sorry about that. Let's finish that last. Okay. So again, with containing, we already contained, like so. And now we're going to push that energy out. And there's already activity going on in our spaces.
I feel.
You feel something already, Ricky?
Yeah, I feel really, really cold.
You feel cold? If you need to get a blanket or something, go ahead and get it. It's not going to last for long. Okay, already getting it. Okay. Already, okay, all you guys out there, like warriors, we're going to, the last one, we got a lot of little gremlins in there. Okay, you're going to hold the energy for 3 minutes. Okay. Okay, he's already starting to purge, very good. All right. Alexa, set timer for 3 minutes. Didn't turn on.
She didn't turn on.
All right, let's do it again. Alexa. Alexa, Set timer for 3 minutes. 15 minutes. Alrighty. Let's see where. Chest generally, got the chest area. Stomach. Okay, guys, I'm clawing again. I'll be doing that for long. Okay. I'm going to start to extract from the stomach region. Talking nonsense. Yeah, since we like to leave that thing on everybody. So this is the kind of talk that's going on right now. I'm letting them know they don't own anything. Feeling right. Now picking up something having to do with food and I assume that you don't cook for yourself most of the time. So there's things you pick up through what you're eating. Very good.
I'm starting to get all sweaty, man. Fuck.
Okay, it's good. It's just working. It's working. Hang in there. This waiting to be over in a few minutes. Yeah, and sweating is purging. It's coming out. Heating up is purging.
Yeah, I'm sweating like unbelievably a lot. That's,
Okay, you guys can rest your containment for a moment. Alexa, stop.
I feel a little bit more pain towards my chest, middle of my chest.
Okay, yeah. Surprise. Good. Very good. Doing good. Okay, this jumped off pretty intense. So I'm going to have you guys in the audience. We're going to do another 3 minutes. Okay. Alexa, set timer for 3 minutes. Again, yeah, that's one of the things also, individuals have a lot of ability, the seers, a lot of things will just affect everything around them. So, with Alexa list hearing me, again, Alexa, set timer for 3 minutes. There we go. All right, so everyone, feel that energy and hold that for 3 minutes. So like the heaviness in the chest, up from the chest to the bottom, the base of the throat, and I am pulling from there. And of course, everything goes into the vortex, no return. And it is what it sounds like. When I get rid of density, it doesn't come back.
All of a sudden, the top of the chest is cold.
Say the top of the chest is cold.
Yeah.
Okay. How's the chest area feeling, Ricky?
Still.
Okay, that's okay. That's okay. And in mind with your containment, with this one, again, is protection for yourself, but also protection for the subject, for Ricky.
Yes, sir.
And this, when we're containing, I'm going to hold the stuff still so it isn't bouncing around so much.
All right.
Yeah. So the main areas right now, chest and stomach, which seems to be pretty common. A lot of the stuff in the stomach has to do with, just years and years of consuming food and consuming food of others. So whether it's fast food or whether it's, food from family members and so on, there's always stuff in the food. There's always energy. Everything is energetic. And this is an energetic realm, energetic universe. So over time, that energy builds up, compounds. That's why it's always important to do containment every day, morning, evening. Some find it so effective that they do it throughout the day. Whenever they feel the desire, they just do it. You can never contain much. You can always contain too little. If one day goes by without containment, you're messing up. The more you contain, the stronger your containment gets.
Oh.
There we go. Okay. It's reacting. Good. Yeah, here we go. Yes. As they said, there's a big chunk coming up.
Oh.
And Alexa just turned herself off.
Yes. Good.
There you go. We're doing good, even I'm starting to sweat. I'm gonna feel much lighter after this.
Oh my God, dude.
Out in the chest.
Whoa.
Doing good. Yeah, sometimes they try to come in and be creepy or whatever, or evil laughs. But as soon as they run into my energy, they kind of change their tune. Any chatter from the peanut gallery in there?
It's over. And bad, very bad.
Yeah, it is very bad, guys.
It's more like running and screaming. It's the main thing.
Yeah, sometimes, well, not a lot of times, these things are in people for most of their lives, if not their whole lives. And when I start to pull them out, there's this belief that comes across them, where they just assume that this realm, this system, this world was always going to be something that they control. Yeah. So people that you're running across who are just really control freaks, egomaniacs, so on and so forth, they reflect the density on the other side. That's where they learn this stuff. That's where it comes from.
Hey.
Yeah, well, I'm used to being mad. So a lot of this stuff will be connected to people you know, who you're not aware of, or that you're not aware that they're feeding on your energy. So a lot of the screaming and disappointment has to do with other people's attachments as well that may be tuning into your energy and feeding on your energy.
So they can feed off our energy.
You can feel it? Yeah, oh, you asked a question? Yes, they can. That's basically the purpose of what they're doing.
Oh my God.
Energy. You know, how they feed can be a number of ways. Some are just real, can be pranksters. Some just literally just to scare you. A lot of them are things that get in the way where people consider it to be bad luck, who is not bad luck. It's from the other side, especially if there's like a series of unfortunate things going on in your life. That is literally tells me that you have a pretty nasty attachment, and they're all nasty to tell you the truth, but they have levels of nastiness, of intensity. And generally, the more energy you have, you tend to attract the nastier ones. And that's why the tools that I teach are key to keeping these suckers off of you. And if they're trying to be embedded in there, it just makes it very uncomfortable for them to go about business as usual, which means, you know, messing with your life.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, so as we'll build up in the stomach, so we're going deep. So it's a big liquidy in there. Bubbly. And also, throughout your day, your life, you're also dealing with other other people's attachments. They're not getting this kind of work done. They're walking around with a busload of attachments. Oh, you have some of this stuff on the video. I probably don't need to repeat. It has to do with when Ricky's sessions and all of these people that he was calling at the same time. When I started pulling things, it was during the house cleaning, yeah. So when it started to clear out a space, you start to get an example of the other people that you know and how they've been feeding on your energy. So you start to clear, you get cleared, and start to clear you, start to move all this stuff out of your energy, out of your body. Then all of a sudden, people start calling, start texting, just like clockwork.
Yeah, it's literally like right now, like people like, oh my god, man.
So second. So you're having some of that activity right now? Individuals trying to
Yeah, it's because I'm at my grandmother's house and it's like, oh, now she's all, you get me?
Oh, you're at your grandma's house. Oh, okay. Well, I know there's a lot of chatter going on in the background, and don't be
Yeah, I
surprised.
apologize.
That has to do with what we're doing, what I'm doing right now. Because
Yeah.
of attachments. And those attachments don't like anyone messing with their food.
Yeah. And my mom's like right here,
You know, they make a lot of noise. You know, they'll try to distract you.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't even know what's inside the box anymore. If you don't use it every day, it's
Okay. I think at this point, I'm going to ask any of you guys in the audience there who wants to, who feels like it, to give me an idea of what you're feeling and what you're seeing while I'm working. And
Hi,
okay.
Chief.
Oh, go ahead, yes.
So for the throat, I saw like barbed wire. And then for the chest, I saw bubbling black tar.
Black news. Good.
And
Good.
then for the stomach, I saw corn, burgers. I don't know if he eats street food or like al pastor or something like that. And then
Ricky?
Dude, that's crazy. Like I just I had like ground beef earlier. For real, that's crazy as hell.
and then
my mom made it.
Yes, go ahead.
I saw the gremlins in the stomach trying to run from you, and then I saw green smoke or gas in the stomach area as well. And then this is the first time in a forum where my laptop has been glitching and turning black, the screen.
Oh, okay.
Dude, all that happens all the time at my house. Like the TVs, the cameras.
Mm-hmm. No, go ahead.
All
TVs, cameras.
Yeah, so all the tech starts to glitch. And, you know, due to the work that I do, we run into kind of wonky, glitchy stuff too. You know, I would say all the time, really.
Trying to like edit the website and the buttons are jumping everywhere. I'm just like, I give up. Just let it be wherever it lands.
Yeah, so sometimes it gets very difficult for Ms. A to post like the Q Logic and the Topicons because of those activities. So you just have to wait, and then they have to clear them out and get rid of them. It's just like they come sometimes in waves, you know, in wave after wave after wave. But on a positive note, they're not as intense as they were like a year ago or even before that. You know, so it's getting better, but it's still glitchy. So if you're having this stuff going on in your space, I mean, there's a lot of activity going on in your area or around you, I should say. And also like in that, you know, in the house. So I would hazard a guess. I'm going to ask Ricky's higher consciousness using the muscle testing of applied theology as to activity that's going on in the house. And again, if you haven't had a house clearing, you got stuff in the house. I don't care if they don't, if they don't notice it or not. A lot of times, these entities are around you so long that you don't even notice that they're around you because you're just used to that type of energy being around you. And you probably think it's just normal. So we have things in the house. Yes. Are they trying to come into the room? No. Did they leave the room? They left the room, I guess, once they started working. So,
Wow, I got really big chills when you did that. I have not been that. Ooh.
I didn't quite understand what you said. Can you repeat that, Ricky?
Right when you asked if. Ooh.
I think they're interfering. You're just going to hold that thought? I'm going to deal with them?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
I just held that thought.
Okay. Yeah, because you were feeling something, well, you feel all this stuff anyway. But very astute.
The gremlins, man. My right leg was all itchy and tingly.
Yeah, and you were also reporting earlier that you saw me running. These things energetically show up in a certain way. So when you're interpreting it, it's like a language. So when Sire, saw the barbed wire, that is really how it manifests, and it just tells you, it's like a language, it's telling you that there's something constricting. Yeah, feel it too.
It's very tired.
So how this works is their intent against my intent.
No.
And my intent is always stronger. Okay, now if you said that, it's like a briar.
Yes, it's like a living barbed wire.
Yeah, it's connected to something. It's like it's almost like a place.
No. It's energy's being fed out to that.
Yeah. So.
Hi, Chief, it's Sire.
Yes.
I'm seeing a church.
Okay.
I'm out of here. I'm so fucking out of here.
So you're so out of here?
Dude, don't play. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god.
Get in, because what you've been connected to is pretty intense, and it spans a lot of different people. I'm breaking you out.
Chief.
Yes. What's going on?
You guys ready to see? I'm gonna show you on my audio.
Okay.
There's a church.
Show us something? Yeah,
There's a church right across the street from where I am.
Oh, okay. So strong. Church initiative. Yes, it is.
No.
Yes, it is. Yeah. I'm going to.
Woo!
Okay, everyone, we're going to direct our containment to the church across the street. Okay, everyone. That energy between 12 inches apart, approximately. That energy. Okay. Starting. I'm leading off. Containing the church.
You finish?
Forget it. Very good. Now, when you hear that kind of rhythm that comes through, that's usually them trying to intimidate, like they're coming in mass. And it never intimidates them.
Or they're running away.
Or they end up running away once they get it. Because I'll stand in the middle of that field by myself. And they'll come, and I dare them to attack. And
Chief,
generally,
it's Nelly.
Oh. So we got, okay, who's speaking now?
Nelly,
Yes.
Chief.
No,
it's Nelly. During the first 3 minutes, when he said he was cold, I saw like the attachments were long and like kind of stuck to his nose.
Are you talking? Could you make it out from the dog? You said with the first 3 minutes you saw.
When he said he was cold, I saw and you told him to go get a blanket. I saw like the attachments rooting from his legs, like wrapped around heavily above between his thighs and his knees. And then right before he said he was hot, I saw them like melting, but like fighting to grab onto like almost reaching towards his consciousness. And then the second 3 minutes, when we were focusing on his stomach, I saw that a way that attachments go into his body is through milk, and I was smelling spoiled milk, but it's almost like the milk turns green, like a green gooey gas inside of him. And when I saw it, it looked like one of those, you know how like factories, when they mix chemicals, it's all like smoky and like dingy and stuff like that. That's how I saw what milk does to his body.
Oh, okay, good. Because that, again, diet will definitely mess you up and literally keep you weakened. So I know that there's some cultures who are really big on cheese. Cheese is not good.
Wow,
okay.
Man, just
yeah. So you felt what
getting very intense for me right now.
Yeah. So you feel what Nelly was saying, and the legs and so on. So usually how I start, I go into the most intense areas where I feel it the most, and then I span out. And again, as Nizay, as myself, as Sayer, and also Nelly, you were talking about the green. It actually coincides with what Sayer was saying about a green gas in that area.
Yes, Chief.
Yeah.
But the barbed wire in the church was coming up.
Yeah, the church was definitely a big deal. You're still experiencing things, of course, right now, Ricky. But do you notice a little bit of a difference now that we've contained the church? He said, okay. Yeah. So, yeah, because I haven't dealt with that location yet. But I see where you guys are.
Yeah, where I'm at, unfortunately, my uncle that was here, he used to do a lot of black magic and stuff like that, and
oh, okay, so it had a family unit. He used to do black magic in the house. Yeah. I dealt with a lot of this stuff during the house clearing.
yeah, I'm getting this sensation around my whole, like, my elbows, my back, my.
Okay. So I'm just going to hit areas that you're feeling right now. You sit up. Okay. 1 second. See how heavy. Not too bad.
The left side of the throat is easy to swallow. The right side feels heavy.
Okay. Right side feels heavy on the throat area.
Yes.
I'm feeling it going to this area on the left. Right behind the left ear. Yeah, here and here.
Yeah.
And here.
Okay.
Here.
Okay.
There it is.
this is brought around the main feeling that feels like the weight of expectations, like how expectations affect how you speak and how you feel, and just the weight of what people think about how you should live your life.
Well, and it's described where this area is like an area of other people's intent, other people's focus on you, other people's opinions of how you should be, what you should do, and this I see goes back to like around 6 years old. And it doesn't matter what other people think you should be doing. Because what happens, do that, it clouds what you really want to do. And generally what you really want to do has to do with things that are very, very positive for yourself. But because they're inundated with their attachments and so on, they don't want that. They can't feed off a good time.
Chief, can I say something? It's Lucy.
Yes, go ahead.
When it very first started, I saw lots of eyes all around him and teeth, like hissing. They were not happy that he was being worked on. As well as when you talked about in the throat, I saw something like a serpent, and I purged a lot vomiting, and it felt like something serpent-like came out of my mouth that was as fat as your arm, as big as your arm.
Oh, geez. Oh, okay.
I saw the same thing. Yeah, the snake. Yeah.
And I saw a green thing slug where it was walking around in his tummy, and it was letting black egg out, and the black egg was hatching into the same green things and followed them.
Okay.
Okay. Very good. Guys are doing really, really well. Very good. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's fascinating because people think they're just eating cheese or drinking milk or whatever, and they think it won't do anything. But on an energetic level, Chief,
you're eating intent.
Yes, please correct me. But there's attachments that live in that. And when Marley was talking about how it was hatching eggs and reproducing itself by what you eat, and that's why you get a lot of things from the system telling you to eat things routinely.
Let's go.
So, Lucy, you said you vomited out something, physically vomited out something that was very, very dangerous.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So, okay, very good. And for you, I'm going to put a little extra containment around yourself, Lucy. Okay. Oh, Ricky, that usually is a sound that's made when I cut something in half. Okay, moving from the back. Feels a little bit better. It's sweaty in the back of the head. Yeah, that's how I'm feeling it. So, start with the stomach and get there. And one of the reasons that a lot of return individuals, if they don't follow what I tell them to do, they're going to be having a lot of sessions in order for me to deal with what's going on inside of them. So, some don't take it serious. They've literally been corkscrewed by the systems that just think, oh, it's just, coffee, or it's just cheese, or it's just food, when it's more than that. Everything is energetic. And everything that comes from this system has an intent, and the intent is to feed on your energy. Also, they have no caring about whether you're healthy or not. It's just like, suck you dry and throw you away like an empty juice carton. So.
Chief, it's Nelly.
Yes.
I'm empathing whatever attachments are in his chest area. And they're kind of doing like contortion to make themselves look smaller and kind of like bundling up like a big rock to where they're trying to make it seem like there's less than how many there really are?
Yeah, but I feel the density because I feel right where you're talking about, like right here.
Yes, Chief, right there.
Yeah, and it's like feels like all of a sudden like a little rock.
Yes, Chief.
So
Like they're trying to hide.
we get smaller, but I sense energy. I see with my whole being, so I know so that they're in there, trying to be, deceptive, or they're trying to hide. And when they try to hide, it means they are on the run. They realize they don't have control. Especially when I come on the scene, their control things will go out the window. Or into the vortex of no return.
Chief, after you responded, the right side of the front of my head started pounding a little bit.
Okay. And also, the body to them is like terrain, like land. So you find them in like arms, elbows, knees, foot, head, their favorite area, chest and stomach, and neck, throat. How's the right side feeling today? I don't know if I've really pulled this out of there yet.
For some reason, it's a lot easier to swallow.
Okay.
It travels down towards the lips, cheeks, the chest, like right here. And it also travels down to the center.
Yeah, so the whole time we're talking about these other areas, I'm feeling it going on in the stomach.
I'm moving parts right now.
Yeah. Yep.
Kind of activity is not just for one person. Everybody.
You don't have to talk about.
Hi, here. Can I say tell some more that I've seen or
Sure.
share some more?
Yes.
So black spiders, dust, altars, spell books, rosary, heavy chains, and maybe an attic.
In the attic?
Yeah, maybe an attic as well. And I've been smelling heavy grass.
Okay. It says heavy
Grass.
grass.
Like
You said was it heavy grass or grass or?
Yeah, grass and dirt.
Like GRASS?
Yes.
Grass. Well, it sounds like a yard. And there's an outbuilding, or that a garage or an outbuilding on the property.
You said what?
Is there a garage or an outbuilding? One of the buildings that I cleared, was that a garage that I cleared, or was that a work shed or something?
It was a garage.
A garage, okay.
And this is not the house. She's at the
But you're at the grandma's house, so.
Well, I just left my grandma's house because
You just left her place, okay. Well, okay, that makes sense too. That you picked up some stuff from there. But interesting with the rosary and so on and so forth. And I recall, if you recall, Ricky, that you were telling me one of the things that was happening before I cleared the house, that you had the crucifix was on the wall and a black spider crawled out from behind it.
Yeah, when I was in the room, there was my uncle's crucifix on the wall, and a black spider came running from behind it.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Fire, literally, you tap into something that has to do because black spiders seem to be part of their thing as well, part of this black magic stuff as well. And also, there's a lot of situations people don't really realize that there are a lot of folks that use religion as part of their black magic.
Oh wow.
So, if you recall, and when I was clearing the house, I said that, density does not care one iota about religious, rosaries or crosses or Bibles.
Yeah.
It doesn't affect them at all. They think it's funny that people rely on this.
Yeah, my grandma's house is surrounded by all that kind of stuff,
Yeah, and I get it. Folks, they grow up from generation to generation being told that these things will help them and so on and so forth. I have nothing against people wanting to believe in whatever they want to believe, but I'll tell you, as you're very honest with me, what you saw that was around these particular items and certain items, and also how people use those items.
Yeah.
Part of
What really got me?
Yes. Can you repeat that, Ricky?
Yeah, no, just what really got me was the church. Like that was spot on.
Okay. So actually, your volume is just a little low. So if you can speak up just a little bit louder, be easier for me and probably everyone else to hear everything you're saying. So I have my hand in this area. I'm burning out what's going on in the stomach and burning in. So these things are in layers. Now I see like the briars are getting a little more sparse. I had a plant to basically set all that stuff on fire. And there is a building behind, almost looks like one of those old horror movies, it actually reminds me of that animation, Beauty and the Beast, with its black barbs and so on and so forth. But it's so big you couldn't even see the building at first. And now that we're clearing, it's like really dark, Yeah.
Seems like Ricky is on the move, huh? Like
He's on the move.
So you feel like he's on the move?
He is on the move. He left my grandma's house.
and
Yeah.
Now you're saying actually, are you walking around or anything, Ricky?
No, I had to leave my grandma's house, Chief. It was I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
Okay, yeah, it's too intense right now in there. So obviously there are individuals in the house that know that you're having a session, right? There are people in the house that are having a session.
You said what?
There are people in the house that know that you are having a session right now. They know that.
He's walking, so
he's walking. Okay.
He's moving, so
okay.
It's going to change.
I'll wait till you get situated where you want to stop. And it'll be interesting. I've never done with people in motion, but it doesn't matter. Feel it right.
Be a lot more comfortable in the house with the
Yeah.
Than with the grandmother's house.
Yeah.
But it does show him.
Yeah. Yeah. From here, behind the right ear to the crown, actually just almost like a mohawk in the shape. simple. I think they're trying to like be deceptive, trying to show me doors that I'm not interested in looking at right now. And get back down. Okay. So what we're going to do while things are going on, we're going to do another 3 minutes of energetic containment. Second, finish this. Okay, everyone. Focus our ready to begin. There we go. Approximately 12 inches apart. Again, in mind, protection. For Ricky, protection for this whole floor.
Yes,
Feel that
sir.
energy. And 3 minutes. Alexa, set timer for 3 minutes. Okay. No, good. Now, were you going to say something, Ricky?
No, I just said yes, sir.
Okay.
To what you.
Come back on the chest. As soon as I touch that, it's almost like a line that goes right down to the stomach again. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go to some of these other areas that you guys are feeling and having to do with the legs. Things are quieting down a little bit.
Oh.
A combination of food and something else.
When she was saying black tar, I mean, I've been smoking a lot of cigarettes lately. I don't know.
Well, the cigarettes are just adding to this black tar stuff that's already in there. So,
Okay.
They call it black ooze. You'll learn more about it, while I'm training you for the paranormal stuff.
Yeah.
And what happens is like a lot of stuff, it's like tar. Things get stuck in there, and they literally put that in there on purpose. So it just makes it, they felt that it makes it harder for someone to get rid of what's in there. So sometimes people accidentally expel things off the stove. So they have these little fail safes so that you don't really get rid of things if you're trying to do it on your own. So the fact that I know what's going on that in that realm, I know what this stuff is, and I just go in and I just pull it out.
Okay.
Bring it out. There's always stuff that's attached to it. Sometimes there's something that just lives in it, like a black swamp or black water in a swamp or something like that. There's always under it, in it, and the whole objective again is literally just to keep your energy weak enough so that they can feed off of it.
Mm.
Right here, in the calf, the right calf, got some soreness. Okay, very good, everyone. Alexa, stop. I'm pulling from the bottom of the foot. And again, Ricky, anything you feel, let me know. Here, out.
When at night, my mother said, cause she's
Yes,
been saying that like I've been moving a lot at night. Like I just move a lot.
So you're having
Like I
restless.
jump. Like how your wife moves. She says that's how I move at night.
Oh, so with like feet kicking and so on, and just
Yeah, like feet kicking. Yeah, like I'm kicking my feet. I'm jumping around. Like
okay. Well, that would be a battle going on with your higher consciousness and what's trying to stay in your body. So we're going to do a little verification, some testing. So that would be having to do with the work that I started. Literally is aggregating the things that have been in there since for a long time. Correct. And it's a positive thing at this point. It won't go on for forever, but it will go on for a while until I get what's going on, all this density under control. So again, there's layers and layers and layers, and a lot of intense stuff.
yes, sir.
So I should say at the upper layers. So it's you fighting with the density. So at least you are fighting with the density. So it tells you something. So she may think that, oh, there's something wrong, but there's actually something right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
No.
Don't tell him that. I want him to try to stop it and, do some things so that, he won't feel us and so on and so forth. And that's what the training I'm going to be doing with you has to do with, learning how to control that stuff, override that stuff, be very confident, get your energy level high enough.
Yes, sir.
So that, it can't, do what it wants, like what it used to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you said you already had changed some habits that came about because of this. If you don't mind me,
Yes, sir.
about that you have been tormented ever since you were a child by these things, and you said that you weren't able to sleep and so on, and
yep.
there were things you decided to do so that you could actually sleep because it was like they weren't leaving you, they wouldn't leave you alone.
Yep. Yeah, I will.
And this happens to every intense fear that I have experienced, even the ones in my family and even myself. Something constantly messing with you ever since you're a kid.
Chief, this is Nelly.
Yes.
During the last 3 minutes, I saw something that kind of goes with what you're speaking about now. I saw him as a kid. Every time he felt misunderstood or like he saw stuff and was afraid, I don't know if it was something that was given to him by a family member, but something that comforted him while he was asleep. And it was used to trick him to feel comfortable, but used to still attack him while he was sleeping.
Very good. Very good.
Oh, shit.
Affirmation, yes. So, do you recall anything as far as like, some item, some little stuff, toys?
Yep.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yep. My mom would give me this oil thing that she would, like, it's some oil.
Oh, okay.
Chief, I saw something. I don't know if it was also handled by the uncle who did black magic.
The oil, you think? Okay.
Oh, so.
Well, he's had some involvement with that. A lot of involvement with it, they say. Yeah, that the uncle who was doing this black magic stuff.
His intention, Chief, I picked up, was to keep him from seeing what the uncle was doing, because the uncle kind of knew he had sight.
Shit.
Yes. This is correct. I'm going to give you a bump, Nelly, because you're tuning into some stuff that's pissing them off. So,
No.
containing you. Yes.
Test this Chief.
Okay. Yes, affirmative.
He started cursing him for being able to see what he was up to.
Okay.
He got the bad
I
luck.
feel cold.
What they would consider bad luck.
I feel cold.
Well, that drew him out. Come on out.
I'll fix you, boy. I'll fix you, boy. You looking into my shit? I'll fix you, boy. That's what he says.
Wow.
Bring it. You see me shake? Huh? You got nothing.
He wants to choke you, but I won't.
Come on, nigga, choke me.
I won't.
Sorry about the expletives.
Won't let them. Won't let
You don't have to just let put the hands on up there.
No.
Touch me. Touch me. You want to know what you're touching? Come on, man. Come on.
Huh?
Nos quedamos aquí.
Oh, we need to go inside. Hey, Chief.
Yes.
I just touched down at the house.
Okay, so you just touched down at your mom's house?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry
Right.
about that, man.
No, that's okay. No, this is good. This is real. You know, this isn't fake. We're not, putting on some glitzy show or something like this. This is how.
Yeah, no.
This is how it looks. So, you didn't do anything wrong. You had to get out of that zone, so you got out of that zone. Now we're getting a lot of really good information about what's going on, where a lot of the source of certain things came from, but it extends far beyond the current generation.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so and I recall that your sister, had mentioned the uncle during the house clearing, the late uncle house clearing, and certain things that was going on when you guys were kids. So
yeah, I remember he would cover my mouth and from
cover your mouth.
Yeah, like so so I wouldn't be able to breathe. I remember that vividly, being a kid, and everybody would be around, or I feel like everybody would be around, and no one would do anything, or.
Okay. Yeah.
Bringing up little versions that.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm going to pull these emotions out that are connected to it, so that you just get a clear, look at what was going on without the emotional stuff that that was injected in there, like the fear and feeling like you're alone, that nobody cares.
Yeah.
And yes, as Nelly said, and also as Ms. Abe saying, that this individual was deep into what's called Satanism.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, and so they intermix it with religion. That's why
Oh,
people
wow.
get about it. They intermix that stuff with religion. And then the oil is supposed to be some, holy oils or something like that. But really, just to make you feel, oh, okay, I'm comfortable. I go to sleep and say, okay, now he's asleep. Now we can go back to work, doing what we want to do to this person, to this kid. So yeah, they didn't like the fact that you were an intense seer. And as Ms. A is saying, that you could see you know, what he was doing. It's like part of that covering your mouth, I'll kill you. You talk about what I'm
Yeah,
doing.
that's what he would do. Like he would clean my mouth, my nose, my room, and
Yeah.
he would, and yeah, he would do that until I couldn't breathe.
Yeah. So it's like
And I remember telling my dad about that, and my dad was like, "You never told me that." I was like, "Yeah, I told you, and you never did anything, you know."
Yeah. So yeah, again, individuals who are intense seers have that situation in their families where they feel like they're alone, and again, the family can be contaminated by the density. It's like
that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, it's like they don't see what's going on, and something's like either it's like it's blinding their ability to see, or they get put in a certain state where they just sit there and you like ripping your lungs out, and it's just like they're just sitting there.
Yeah.
Because they're vulnerable because they couldn't see what you saw.
Wow.
Yeah. So when I talked to you, I think it was the first time I talked to you, and I said nobody knows what you've been experiencing. So they come to this assumption, oh, he's just got problems, oh, he's just this, or he's just that, or and always wrong. But also, there's a part that will speak from that density out, at you, and tell you that you're crazy, that you're slacker, or anything that will steer away from what's really going on with you. Because
okay.
Say sometimes you try to tell them what's going on with just what the uncle was doing, but I would imagine you were telling them other things that you were experiencing at night as well, and nobody wanted to hear it. Just trying to.
Yeah.
So when you're alone, then you start to find some way to deal with this stuff because you don't know, what the hell's going on. Nobody seems to want to tell you what's going on. In reality of the matter, they really don't know what's going on, but it creeps the hell out of them a lot of times. And I would guarantee you that there are times, if you were to ask them, they were honest, there are times, that you didn't feel like you had control of yourself, right? There are times like you went somewhere, then you're back, you don't really know what happened. If you asked them if they were willing to tell you the truth, they would tell you that.
Yeah.
That they were being controlled in that house. So this stuff, and that's one of the reasons I'm starting this channel, because this stuff is real. And in part of, I guess, the description of why, I started the channel, also, I dare anyone to tell me that my people are crazy.
Yeah.
Come on, bring it. Challenge me, because I will use logic and knock you out.
That part.
So I dare anybody. You can't do what I do. Don't tell me what's going on with these people, with my seers. So, this kind of laughing is like this. Like, this is the crazy laugh coming out of them. Like, oh man. All they can do is like, this is nuts, man. This is what's happening to them right now. Because even what I'm saying hurts them, weakens them.
I'm feeling really heavy in my right foot. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, that's okay. You're supposed to tell me what's going on. And yet you got the right leg and knee up, so you're tapping it.
Chief, it's Sire. When you were pulling from the feet earlier, I was seeing like a lot of roots coming from the foot, or like tentacles. And then in the hands, I was seeing like drawing of blood, either pricking of the finger or cutting the palm.
Okay. Okay. Well, you hit on something because they just curse. They don't like to see the cowards. They don't, they do all this stuff and they feel all confident because nobody can see them because, vision of most people are shut down. And then they can convince individuals if they feel something weird, oh, that's just your imagination. But it's harder for them to pull that over someone, seers, because not only are you feeling them, you are seeing things going on. And they don't want you to eventually figure out that that realm is real.
Aquí no adentro no vamos a comer.
The right foot. How's the right foot, Ricky? Feeling any difference?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay,
I feel lighter.
Good. The science that she saw the roots, and I've seen those I think your first session you ever had. There we go.
Hey, Chief.
Yes.
I do have a big slice, like, on my big toe, and I'm really not sure how, like.
A slice, a cut.
Oh, you have a slice in your toe?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, do you know how you got it?
I don't, like, this morning I woke up and, and
it was
I
there.
put on my sandals. Yeah, I woke up and I put on my sandals and I had a big slice under my toe, and it's really bothering me right now. It wasn't even bothering me, but.
Okay. Now, this is on the right foot?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So when I got hold of the large toe, that's when I, heard me coughing. You hear me coughing means I hit something and I'm purging it out, so it's coming out. So Ms. A, she had some things where they would attack her because she's quite the seer herself, and very strong in the intuitive area, So he would say, "Well, you've seen stuff on those sites where it's the intuitive, but you were telling me, and you might have even mentioned it on some forums about they would target your fingernails and your toenails."
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, getting
Same.
like
Yeah.
freak accidents, like just like the relatives would call my name, and then I went in a certain direction, and then this piece of metal from an escalator, like I fell, and then it like ripped off just my thumbnail, and or a piece of concrete fell and just my toenail, and it would sometimes like right after a session, my toe would get like a piece of glass would fall and just cut open my toe.
Yeah, this doesn't happen anymore, by the way. So there's progress when I work on people. So, and as all you know. So.
Well, like you said, seeking true enlightenment is not
doesn't hurt
much. Much.
And they'll do things like that in hopes to chase you away, like these little injuries or whatever. But once teaching you the containment, that slows that stuff down to literally nothing. I have clients who do their containment, really, really, do it regularly, and they don't have the issues that they were having before, with these things actually coming in and trying to scare you by causing these so-called little accidents, which aren't accidents.
Yeah.
There are things where individuals think that they're having bad luck. And I said, there's no such thing really as bad luck. It all has to do with their intent and how they want to tune you up so that they can feed on you. So whenever you're starting to feel low, feel stressed, feel lost or whatever, that's where they want you. Or even just like anger and terror and fear, that's where they want you. All these emotions that don't feel good. Okay,
Hi, Chief. It's Simon.
Yes, go ahead.
I'm seeing like chains around his ankles, and then the chains lead to a dense entity that's holding them.
Oh, very good. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Oh, we got one of these guys. Hey. Hey. Get out of it.
He set the chains down.
It's too late with that. I would probably, I hazard to guess that you have felt that people have been trying to tie you down all your life.
Yeah. Literally.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like my kids left the house. You know, my significant other left the house. So.
Mm-hmm. There's some things around that we may talk about during private session, or
yes, sir.
We'll see. You know how it comes up even one of your first segments on the paranormal report as to
Yes,
why
sir.
that the significant other left the house and to what degree she's inundated with attachments. They're trying to claw again, like. So when I hit like this, the hit hits whatever it is I want to hit. So the motion is just something psychiatric, just like how I feel like moving when I'm slapping something. I have a number, as a lot of you guys who are on the forum, I have a number of techniques when I'm hitting things on the other side. Sometimes maybe you look like shadow box or something, but literally it's about my focus and my intent. So for me personally, wherever they may be, they pop their heads up. They could be in California, I'm in Asia, and they get hit. They get hit hard. And not only I hit them, I take them, I delete them.
See?
So again, still stomach, but I'm going to go and make sure that I got what's going on in the right foot, which is interesting that you would wake up. It's like some clients are waking up with scratches on their bodies in places where they couldn't scratch themselves. So, but that's all their little tactics, and as time goes on with the paranormal stuff, which, to tell you the truth, everything I do has to do with that realm as well, all those realms, literally. So, I have been doing paranormal things, but we're going to focus on, because folks have a hard time, they like to compartmentalize things. They like to have things in a nice little neat box here, box there. This has a title and that has a title. And for me, everything is interconnected. There are no boxes. And even when you're in school, they teach you how to be in a box. This class for algebra, this class for English, this class for history, this class for whatever. They tell you, they're teaching you all separately. So if you have a question about how this one relates to that one, they won't answer it. But still, right now you're reacting to, again, the stomach stuff. So as I tell anyone, try to cook for yourself as much as possible.
Yeah, I'm getting a sharp pain in my stomach.
Yeah, and that's where I'm at right now. I'm just pulling the stuff out. And again, Ms. A mentioned on, this was the last True Logic, that, seeking enlightenment, which is what this is all about. Seeking enlightenment doesn't hurt much. But it's worth it, because people have pain and they're just going in a circle. in a circle. And the pain increases as time goes on, as they break you down. So what I'm doing, I pull you in a direction that goes towards enlightenment, towards being able to control what's going on in your sphere, in your energy, and also in your environment. The pain you feel is them trying to hang on. But what happens, eventually those fingers have to release, or I'm just ripping them out of you. So what you feel right now is progress. That pain in the stomach, you're feeling progress because you're taking you in a direction instead of a circle.
They don't want him to cook for himself.
They don't want him to cook for himself.
Yeah, of course they don't want him to cook for himself. They're going to find all kinds of excuses, for the not for himself. But don't pay any attention to that. Understand that you have to cook for yourself as much as possible. And even if you're in a situation where you're just so hungry you got to eat somewhere, you're going to do the containment. Contain that food. Also in your mind, you're going to contain the person who made that food, who cooked that food. You're going to contain the person who held that food, who's all over everything. Products you buy at the grocery store, you got to contain that product. You don't know how many people have touched whatever it is. Even if it's like produce, you don't know who's picking the produce because everybody's contaminated. Every time you touch, it's like someone who has sweaty hands. You met people who have sweaty hands like that, and then they shake your hands, and you're just like,
ooh, slimy hands.
It's like ooze. It's like sweat. It just gets on everything you touch. When you're toxed, you are touching things and you're leaving stains everywhere. Doorknobs to a house that's old, my goodness.
No.
There's so many different, individuals' gunk.
Ooh.
But easy, I shouldn't say easy fix, but definitely it's a very positive fix.
Excuse me, man. I'm passing a lot of gas right now too.
I didn't hear what you were saying. You were saying something? Or you're agreeing with me? Were you saying something, Ricky? A second ago?
My feet is acting really up right now.
Okay, now both feet are just the same one on the right foot? Well, right now, because everything is linked to everything, I'm here,
feet,
and everything
you're
is
breaking
linked to your stomach. But go ahead, sorry, what were you going to say?
Like you're breaking up. I can't really hear you.
Oh, okay, breaking up? All right, okay. Everything, in other words, with the feet, if I'm working on one area that's got a lot of gunk, which is primarily the stomach, chest, head, throat, you're going to feel it in other areas as well. Sometimes, like I did with the foot, I went down directly there because there was something going on there, and then you told me that you literally woke up with a cut on your foot and don't even know how it happened.
Yeah.
So if I'm working here and you're starting to feel something in your legs, that's because everything is linked together. And so I can actually have something going on in your legs, and I can just pull it. If I really want to, I just centralize and pull it from this area.
No. Oi.
And I just keep pulling, and whatever you feel in the foot will eventually subside.
Chief, it's Lucy here. About 5 minutes ago, I heard a woman screaming a lot, and I think it might be a witch.
A witch.
A witch?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, because I worked on some of the other family members, and there's definitely that energy in the family. And it's good that they're screaming because they're unhappy. What's happening? Oh, they trying to curse me. Curse at me. You can't curse me.
But it got lots of. I didn't get the rest of it.
Chief, it's Zaire.
Yes.
In the stomach area, I'm seeing like it's kind of like it's shape shifting, but it's like a red huge serpent, but then a red centipede. And when Marley was talking about the eggs, I'm starting to see those too.
Okay. Excellent. Excellent.
Oh, it's starting to hurt. Yeah.
Okay, I'll pull.
Okay. Yeah.
Because when I do this motion like this, I'm pulling what's in there up to the surface. So it's getting quite uncomfortable probably for Ricky, but also for
Yeah.
So yeah, so I'm just going to just start pulling it out. There we go.
Yeah. It's like I've opened the top of the nest.
Yeah. And also when you see it, sorry. Again, your ability to see them weakens them. You know, it's like someone's trying to sneak up on you, and you turn, and you see them out of the corner of your eyes. It's just going, So literally, again, they're basically cowards, but they want you to think that there's something to fear. And your fear will weaken you to the point where they can do things to you if you remain fearful of them. Fear weakens. And it's hard because folks are raised in the system. And if you notice, the system is all connected. There's no altruism. The system is density. So that's why you get, horror movies, scary stories, things, always about fear. If you watch news, they want to show you the most awful things to raise that fear because they feed off of that stuff. So it's like this goofy movie, Monsters, Inc. And they say, it's just a goofy movie, but there's a whole lot of truth in movies like that. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, just gonna pull because Jose is really quite uncomfortable right now.
It's coming from even the head as well.
And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna have you guys do 8 minutes. And Alexa, set timer for 3 minutes, starting now. Oops, she didn't say anything.
She's starting now.
Okay, good. She just started. Okay, good. Now, so we're going to just contain the area, locking things in so they can't run around while I extract what's at the surface now.
Right from the front of the head.
Yeah, so as Ms. A was saying, that has to do with what I was talking about. I'm pulling from here, and she's feeling it being pulled from the front of the head as well.
Chief, I'm feeling really cold again.
Okay, if you need to cover, just go ahead and cover up. You need to go get something to cover, just go ahead. I'm going to continue.
The good thing is to get rid of
Yeah, you said Ms. A used to get cold, really cold, and they don't get cold that much anymore, right?
Yeah, a lot less.
Yeah. But also she can pass, so she'll feel, what the client's feeling. And something real sharp just kind of popped up right here on the left side of the chest. Yeah, so just loosen whatever this is connected to so I can pull the rest of his stomach. Okay. So you guys are definitely empathing. Yeah, but I heard that as well, so got it in quite well. And I'm going to give everybody, a bump up on their containment. As I'm pulling from here, I'm feeling it in the throat right now. going for the eggs.
Oh no. Yay.
Yeah, you want to laugh. You want to do what I'm doing right now. Watch closely, idiots.
Stop making that laugh was a coup for you.
Now I feel kind of like the gastric area, the intestinal area. It's not pain, but it feels like something wants to move through there.
Yeah, just some black liquid again.
Yeah.
But it is.
Alexa, stop. Yeah, another black liquid stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Chief.
Yes.
When the 3 minutes started and you placed your hand on his stomach, right before you said you were gonna grab the eggs, I saw what looked like little snakes, but they were the size of like leeches, almost like the newest hatched eggs running behind his left knee. And then when you put your hand on his chest, I saw them as well behind like the left shoulder blade.
Okay. Good, very good. Sounds like church bells.
I love it.
I'm going to keep it here because there's something rising up, feeling nauseous. And burning going on. Throat. That's this one.
Yes.
And so again, under the right shoulder blade. And now into that, it's under the left shoulder blade. Again, they're all linked. And what they call the Kundalini is literally like an energy highway. So from the coccyx, tailbone, all the way up to the head. And then the legs and so on is just a branching off. It's like what you see those diagrams of the blood flow of the major arteries. The major arteries symbolize that energetic highway. Yeah. So definitely stomach again. And the longer I have my hand in, the weirder it feels. All right. Yeah, it seems like I'm looking in. All right, here we go. It's all coming out. You're doing good, Ricky. There we go. Very good. You're doing good. Yeah, this is significant. You'll feel a lot better after this. Now, if you need to throw up, just go ahead and go to the bathroom and do what you need to do, Ricky. You might feel
Yes,
some
sir.
Yes. Yeah, if you need to purge like that, it's good. I mean, and where it goes is permanently away from you.
I'll be right back, G.
Okay, go ahead. He's about to purge a big chunk of them out.
Is it all our hard work? Bullshit. Yeah. I saw 3 or 4 gray entities in gray cloaks standing around the circle. Oh shit. God.
You can chant all you want. That shit doesn't work on me. All right, here. Right leg and then side, right there. Yeah, I'm going to stick with the stomach also.
I'm back, Chief.
Never had a clearing, it means you got a lot of stuff in the attic, in the basement or wherever else they store it. Yeah, we read them. Yes. Everything. Very good. Good release. Very good release. Is it kids' toys? Yeah, so much in this stomach. So much. Yeah, I got a layer of black ooze. It's not liquefied. And in there. I'll let it crawl up to here. I'll pull it up to here.
You're with it.
Yes. Well, what you got? Is they're trying to grab at me again?
I think because you uncovered her hiding hole.
Yeah. Yeah. hiding hole is many more significant than all other hiding holes I've uncovered. I don't think it's special in that. So I'm going to rile them a bit. I'm just going to use a little whispering, some insults. All right. You guys are idiots. Losers. Posers. Fools. Oh, yeah. You have to be fools. Welcome, watchers. Yeah, we can't get away. I got my associates and then the little stragglers. They like tattling. They get cornered and they start tattling.
They got their ropes ready.
Yeah, that's not smoke.
Yes, this is what's going on. This is what we know. This is who we hear.
Mm-hmm. Talk to the low density of little workers. Density. You know, you think you're afraid. Yeah. So just tell me where they are. I mean, we'll find them eventually.
They're going in all different directions.
Yes. So I have a whole lot of light days working with me. So that's in all directions. If any of you jerking me away. I don't have any real smart mouths right now. Nobody's consulting.
No. It's over.
Yeah, you know it's over.
It's over, you know.
Yeah, it's over.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's like change the face of duty.
Of course.
We'll change the face of duty. Just keep repeating that. Change.
I think that's one of the bands. I think it was like.
Yeah. Yes. It's so straight across.
Yeah, it's almost like being strapped down to a table, part of your consciousness. You just release that.
No.
There you go. There we go. Yep.
Your faces are showing up when you did that.
Yeah, I walk into my trap. Containment. And now got a little more, another level of surge coming from the stomach area. Is that supposed to be a scary laugh? Is that a scary laugh or is that, yeah, I'm just using a nice laugh.
Like all three at once.
Like that. All right, here we go.
Shit. Hiya.
Yeah. Stompers.
Oh, that's a liquid sound when you do that.
Yeah, sorry about that. Let me just gather this in the ball. with my little guys.
Creatures ran when you did that.
Yeah, so you guys were seeing the gremlins. Okay, we're going to do one more of these with the using the energy to contain. And for a moment. Okay, the same intent as before. And energy in your hands, fingers. Okay. Alexa, set timer for 3 minutes. Good. That's much clearer because he's responding fast now, so that's good. So again, what you were saying about tech, yeah. Tech is designed by the system. System is owned by Vinci. Therefore, you clear your tech. And even though they created the stuff, you can make it a lot more difficult for it to actually affect your energy and your vibration. Just by clearing it, just by your intent and focusing your intent. And when you guys when I check how your containment's doing, with just literally the example of the Alexa unit actually reacting faster now. And at the beginning, it was like they were just interfering with her ability to respond to my directives. And some of the other little tactics that they'll try while you're, on your journey will be things like, again, the paranormal stuff, moving stuff around, knocking, stuff like that. And your main tool, your containment. Wherever they're knocking from, you're contained. I'm focusing on you, contain. I have no need to see you because I got my tools. Contain. Then we moved into this place. I think it was maybe a month or so later, doing sessions and so on. They decided to lock doors on me. So they locked my bedroom door. And I was like, I know, that door was unlocked before we started this session. So here's what I did. They figured also the house was quite haunted. You can tell by the reaction of the landlord that she left all her stuff in here. They had a bunch of religious icons and Ganesh and and Buddha and all these things on the shelf behind us. And we looked in there, and I looked at it and I said, oh boy, those are pretty busy. So they're just thinking that these items mean something, but literally she made something else for them to hide in. And so I decided to leave them up there for a while so that they can see me work. And during the time, they decided they're going to lock my bedroom door because they're going to creep me out. We can't get into this room. So, Alexa, stop. So, one of the tools is an energy slap. I think I've taught some of you that, but it takes a lot of focus. You can practice it. Very good. Don't like what I'm saying. It's coming up. Yeah, perhaps that's what happened. And there are clients who say they really like the energy slap. So containment is very, very effective. Also, you get into, turning into doing the energy slap. Literally, it has to do with their intent again. Wherever it's coming from, you don't have to see the keepers. You don't even have to see it with, you can see it with your mind, but it's a different type of explanation of how that works. But you can sense it. So if I sense them, my intent goes to whatever I'm sensing. So when I energy slap, and this is one of the ways that, I just like,
oh yeah.
And I just hit somebody. And you will feel it. Something tries to come in, first containment, they'll run away from your containment, generally, if they can get out. Because you're going to contain, so you got them in that ball, in that Pac-Man, like that, then you're going to vortex, no return. That's always
Chief,
when you contain. And yes, Ricky.
I need to use the restroom.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. This is part of it. Go ahead. I'm going to continue while you're doing that. I'm going to continue to explain what happened. So they locked the door to the bedroom, and I said, "Okay, if you guys think this stuff is funny." I proceeded to energy slap the crap out of them, and you know what happened? The door clicked, and it unlocked. And they're a bunch of, mouthpieces for, for the system.
Yeah, and it's because what you hit was huge. It was
Mhm.
actually what I saw. Please correct it, but it was the Mother Mary statue. Ah! And that's
Oh my God! Don't.
You okay?
Tell me. I was actually at my grandma's house, and where I was laying down, there was a blanket on the couch that was of Mother Mary.
Oh shit.
That's why you had to get out of that house.
Yeah, that's why I needed to leave, because I was like, no, bro, hell no.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so they were trying to punish me for talking about the Mother Mary statue.
So, but they paid dearly for those types of antics.
Because it was like the thing was like, Mother Mary can do no wrong. Women can do no wrong. Cling to Mother Mary, she'll save you. But yet she's poisoning you.
Yeah, they're using it as a tool.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so they use all these imagery that they get individuals to believe in, because everything is of the system. So when you're born here, you're born into the matrix, and everything in the matrix belongs to the matrix. So even religion belongs to the matrix. Everything belongs to the matrix. Sorry, Jose. So
Our little
Sorry.
the Mother Mary and all over. There are different forms of the Mother Mary statue.
yeah, different forms of them all over. I mean, I've done a lot of study on this stuff over the decades. So yeah, good. Come, walk into my trap, you idiots. You're not going to get out of here alive. So they've used that image over hundreds of years. There are stories. There's a guy who did this collection of stories of people, experiencing things from, the paranormal, cryptozoological stuff, so-called alien stuff, and so on and so forth. And they would use the Mother Mary image, like showing up in the middle of the forest or something, and the person who would see her would tell them to come and build an altar in that area, which means there's ley lines crossing and there's a doorway. And they
my God.
So build this, create this in this area, and people will come and they'll pray. Which what praying is like, you're surrendering your energy to this image, but you don't know what's behind the image.
Yeah.
They tell you, in whatever religious, realm, you're involved in, that this, take our word, this book was written by sacred people, and so on and so forth. But in real life, how many people you just believe right off the bat who tell you anything?
Yeah.
So you got your parents bought into it, your grandparents bought into it, and so on and so forth. And they say, well, did you ever meet this person?
Yeah.
I said, no, you can't, you can't blaspheme the name of, this person I've never met. I've known a heck of a lot of people on their knees praying and praying and praying, but crap keeps happening. Bad stuff.
That is so on point. That's why I had to get on my grandma's house. I was like, forget this, dude.
So it's not like, I hate religion or whatever. I'm about density and what they do.
Yeah, exactly.
They use everything as a tool. They use public schools as a tool. They use the job that you're at as a tool. If they're losing people, going to the church, okay, let's put it in movies. People like movies.
Oh my God,
They're watching movies and not realizing you're being programmed through the movies. That's why I do the movie reviews. How you get programmed, and how to be aware. Therefore, you don't get programmed in the way that those who are aware get programmed. You have more control over how you think. You have more logic comes into your mind about things. And I mean true logic, because some folks think logic is just numbers. Or they say the logical people believe that there are no aliens. But then the government
Chief.
says, hey, no aliens, there's no spaceships. And then last year they said, okay, all right, guys, yeah, there's spaceships. And then all of a sudden they want to pretend like they didn't say it.
Chief, as you were speaking the truth,
Yes.
the little statues of Mother Mary and Ricky began to become ashes because the belief of it seemed to disappear.
If you believe in it, you make it so. Want to know what all this, this jab stuff is about? It's about the mind. About the mind. If you read any history having to do with some certain countries, one in particular story about it in Africa, when it came down, workers for density came down, oh, we're going to vaccinate your children against this disease because, we're doing solid, they'll live longer. But those kids, and this is recorded, these kids were seeing the things that people are starting and seeing now for over 2 years in the sky. And it was just common. Like, oh yeah, that's another one going by. After they got the injections, it blinded them to that realm. They couldn't see it anymore. Yeah. So there's a world behind this world that they don't want you to know about. And yeah, they could, pissed off, they cursed at me during sessions and so on and so forth. Ms. A, she hears it, or you saw her, this isn't an act, they're trying to scratch me and stuff. Because he says they want to do even much more to me than that. And I dared them, I said, touch me and see what happens to you. Because I'm not afraid of any of it. And I guarantee you, when I was younger, I was. But when I came awake, it's not like people awake, like woke folk and all that kind of stuff. I came from a different zone, all right? I came in a different way. Therefore, when I was awakened, and actually they had individuals who literally told me certain things about myself. I'd say, they got a lot of power in your hands, and say, oh, really? Okay, well, you got this, great stuff. I said, well, I'm still struggling, because at the time I was, struggling, getting my business together that I'm no longer in anymore. And I was like, whatever. Because I never was like, oh, really? Oh, wow, I am super duper. I was like, I don't know. Show me, prove it to me. Show me something. And they knew who I was. I was very, very true logic about it. They started to show me. And it got to a point that said, it's time for you to wake up. You're looking at this other individual as someone who's, got the major juice, but you have it. And they said, we can't wait forever. And so you can't wait forever for what? And then a series of things happened, and then I got it. I said, why am I so creeped out by this stuff? And the funny thing about it, you're more creeped out about it before certain things happen. At least for me, because when it happened, then all of a sudden, I'm on it. You're in the middle of it, you can't worry about being afraid. But it was creepy as it was approaching. And that's how it worked. We're gonna ease in on you. You can't see us, but you can feel us. I know you're sensitive. You can feel us. But when I was a kid, I was a seer. And there were parts that I shut down for a little while as a kid because it was creepy to me. I was having out-of-body experiences, astral traveling and so on and so forth when I was a kid. But when I said, you guys are around, give me some idea of how I deal with this creeped out feeling. Because I had a studio up in upstate New York where I would work sometimes on projects, things going really on my business, for 3 days straight, working. And then I would try to sleep in that studio, and it was like this major ley line was like this seasonal stream that went right behind my studio. I tried to sleep, and I swear it felt like, I don't know, like a room full of people standing over my bed and looking at me. to the point where you pull that cover over, it's in the middle of summer, you know, and you're just sweating, like, you know, but you pull it off. Every time you pull it off, you pull it back over. They said, here's how you deal with it. You got to get mad. And you got to realize that, you know, I said, well, when it came to, you know, material success and so on and so forth, they said, wow, you really go at it. You really go at it. You don't quit. I said, well, because if I quit, I might as well just like die.
Yep.
So I had the same attitude about that. I'm not, you know what? Now that you give me some idea of what's going on, where I had to walk into zones where things are just standing there, like in the, you know, in the dark basement by myself. I'm the, you know, I'm the head of the household. You know, the wife unit wasn't going to go down there and deal with the boiler when the boiler was going on the blink. I had to. You know, and I wasn't mad at it. It's like, you know, okay, this is supposed to be the traditional role. I'm the man. I go down there. I feel that crap down there. I said, oh, okay, I'm coming down. I don't care. I'm going to come down. You know, bring it. You know, my knees are shaking. But when I got angry and I started fighting back, they didn't like that. And I realized they weren't so powerful against me. The stories in my book about my son unit's bedroom was something started like banging under the floor of his bed. And loud. He came running in the room. And, you know, if you read the book, you'll get the story. I don't need to, you know, just tell you the whole story. But anyway, there was a process that I went through. And one thing that I knew, that everything here is based on fear. That's how they keep everything in check. People's fear. So, you know, fear of seeing something creepy, fear of being homeless, fear of being, you know, unaccepted by, you know, the broader society. Therefore, you can't make money to pay your rent or your mortgage or whatever else that you need. You know, that's, you know, they had you giving your power away to these illusions. When you start to control your own realm, it doesn't seem like they can affect how you live here. You can actually live the way you want to live inside of the freaking matrix. So by you living the way you want to live, guess what? It weakens the matrix. So they use you to power the illusion. That's why you know, talk to a bunch of people and they just don't get it because they're so locked in and so controlled and have been built up to this, you know, this level of lack of control of themselves for a long, long time. And I'm talking about lifetime. So you want to share something with somebody and you get frustrated, you know, and I remember when you were trying to get in touch with me, I guess before the New Year's, Ricky, they said, you know, I got to talk to the chief.
Yeah, man.
This, and they don't want to hear it. And when you told me stuff, I said, yeah, I know what that is. And so, you know, that inspired me as well as seeing a family member who's an extreme seer as well to actually start the paranormal report channel.
Yes, sir.
Because, you know, it's like causing suffering for those who actually see what's really going on. But you need someone to explain to you what it is so that you will say, I don't need to be afraid of this stuff, do I?
Yeah.
That could be something, you know, that you can actually use to hit them with. Energy slam. There's folks who see things come into their rooms. They used to see things come into their rooms. Or I had where things come in, sleep paralysis, sit on the end of my bed and I can't move. You know, this is years ago. And I would freak out for a minute and then I'd say, think. Got to the point where they freaked me out for like a split second, think. I'm gonna pull myself out of the state. And I figured out how to pull myself out of the state, so they stopped doing it so much. And none of them approach me now. So what they'll do, they'll like talk smack or, you know, the people, you know, clients or to Ms. A, you know, because also like in Monster Inc., they got a little dossier on you, you know, because you're part of the you know, of the matrix. If you're part of the matrix, you're plugged in, just like in the movie. Which means they have a record of what they've been doing to you and how you've been reacting. And so when you come to me, all of a sudden, your dossier doesn't get updated anymore. So they'll come in trying to use the same old tactics, but all of a sudden, you know, he'll just get afraid, and then he'll just pump out all this fear, and we'll just go, you know, just like those tanks in Monster Inc. that just suck those screams up. Stuck that fear in there, you know. But all of a sudden they show up, aha, and they say, okay, 1, 2, boom, and they go, contain. What the hell is that? And they run back in the closet, run back to where they came from. There's something going on there. Let's check this dossier again. Let's try it again. No, nobody ever figures out how to get beyond our, you know, past our crap. What's this about? That's why I came in.
No.
Yeah.
Okay? To bring this to an end. And if anybody thinks I'm crazy, challenge me. Can you do what I do? And you know what? Nobody challenged me in a good one. Like years. Is it over? Okay, sorry. Was that very good when I get on the roll? So anyway, so we're going to wrap it up, and I'm going to put containment around Ricky, also around all of you guys for participating. Great stuff. You're moving forward. Your visions are getting clearer. I'm happy. Okay. So.
Thank you, Chief. This was a great forum.
Yeah, it was, man. Thank you. Thank all you guys.
Thank you.
So what I'm going to do, I'm going to move on, and I'll just do containment, and you guys, you know, and I'm going to do containment. Ricky, see, there's plenty of things to be gotten, but there's plenty of things to got rid of. And you will feel, and I'm pretty sure you're already starting to feel the difference, but you will feel the difference even more so within the next day, 1 to 3 days. So you'll feel like, wow, you know, use those tools I've given you permission to use. Okay? Use them every day. And for you, when I start talking about the energy stuff, just in there, you know, maybe kind of difficult being in a granny's house because she's surrounded herself with this stuff. Because she believes in it. And she doesn't, you know, she's not trying to believe in something negative because she doesn't realize that it is. But I cleared your house, and you said nothing's been happening in your house since I cleared it. But you said once you got out of the house, outside, man, that's another story. But inside,
yeah,
that was a solid clearing. Yeah. So I'm going to continue. And they're going to lock these things into place that are trying to come up. They're trying to knee me in the stomach. You. That's how you do the energy stuff. And you just keep doing it because they don't show up one, you know, singularly. They're cowards. They show up as a bunch. So you can have a group of 5 or more, but just keep. No fear. Even if you feel the fear, you're just going to push through it. Keep hitting it. Because it's about the mind. That's why they spend all this time trying to control your mind. So again, finishing the containing and actually submitting these things into place so we can get them next time. Okay, great. So all of you guys, I'm giving you your containment. Okay. All right, everyone. Thank you so much.
All right, Chief.
So interesting.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Okay, and we'll talk to you soon. All right.
All right, man.
All right, bye, everyone. And I'm going to clear this. Sorry.